Welcome to Flat Earth Debate Live. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, or you've not done so already, then be sure to subscribe. Hit the bell notification icon and join button if you'd like to become a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member and keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support the channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live, and there's also a Ko-Fi, Patreon, crypto, and thanks button in the info box below the video. Most importantly, if you'd like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the nature of Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show on social media. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel, so please share the show on Facebook and X. Now, we are joined by... Oh, someone's trying to join. It's One Deck. One Deck, Sensual Goat, click OK, and a whole bunch of people in the Politics Flat Earth Debate Discord server. So, welcome, one and all.
Good afternoon.
Good morning.
Wherever you may be.
Indeedy. Good morning, good afternoon. As is usually the case, it's been a recent tradition, if you will, to be in the Politics Discord server on a Friday. So that is where we are today. So hopefully one of my mods will stick a link to that particular server. I said below this video, it's not, that's a total lie. So if one of the mods can stick a link to the Politics server, feel free to join. It's a very good server. And we enjoy coming here each Friday, having a bit of a tete-a-tete with some of the ball-believing side of this discussion. Some of them are still out there, believe it or not. So that is where we're at. Hopefully you'll get a link to join that server in the live stream chat right now. Please share the show if you've not done so already. Should we do a bit of housekeeping?
Yes.
Any evidence of Earth curve, physical geometric sphere edge horizon?
Well, I'd like to get back to the
Negative.
sun, Nathan, because I can probably go back and find these videos where you're quoted saying that there is no 24-hour sun in Antarctica.
Yeah, I've got first-hand
Would you like to
testimony.
stay sticking to those claims?
I've got first-hand testimony of a guy who spent 18 months down there. A guy called Robert Shortman.
Oh, perfect.
Who spent...
Perfect.
It is perfect if I could say it without you interrupting it. It'd be ideal if I could say the whole statement once without you yammering through the top of it. Yeah, a guy spent 18 months down there, and I asked him over and over and over again on about a 2-hour live stream, does the sun take 24 hours above the horizon? No, he says. No, it just rises and falls in the Antarctic summer. It stays bright. You don't need a torch in summer. You can still see it's still light. But no, the sun makes a low arc in winter and a high arc in summer. That's what he told us. Do I stand by what first-hand testimony of a guy who spent 18 months down there? Whoever's in G+, can you mute? I'll just take his testimony as read. Regardless of if you have a 24-hour sun, as I've explained in the pre-show, it's an affirming the consequent formal logical fallacy to suggest that that would prove sphericity. It doesn't.
No. It doesn't prove sphericity. I agree. But it would go against your claim that there's a no 24-hour sun, and you have one person's testimony, whereas we could point at hundreds of people's testimonies, thousands of people's testimonies. Perhaps he wasn't as far south as you think he was. If
Right,
he's saying
you've got thousands of
going up and
testimonies. Name 5 people.
Yeah.
Name 5.
Mr. Beast and his crew.
Name them.
Let's take a look at his crew. I know Mr. Beast. He goes by Jimmy. And I forget the rest of his people's names, but I can link you the video where they're in Antarctica and they're talking about.
They didn't see the 24-hour sun. They actually went to sleep. Somebody asked them on his live chat, and they asked him straight out, and he said, "No, actually, I can't say that." He's all, but there was 24-hour light, but not. I didn't see the sun up there. So don't say lies, buddy. All right, I'm gonna mute myself now.
Thank you. Anyways, so regardless of that, we also have a.
Sorry,
Admiral
you said there
Byrd's
was thousands
novel.
of people. Sorry, stop a second.
Yeah, so I'm getting
Sorry,
there.
just stop a second. We could just brush past your failed claim. Mr. Beast and a load of guys you can't mention. Mr. Beast was asked, according to somebody on the panel, and he said he went to sleep and didn't see the sun above the horizon for 24 hours. So, name 5. That's 0 so far.
Well, I don't believe him, so I'll just stick with my thing.
Sorry, name.
So-
You said there was thousands. We're going to get this
Yeah, Mr.
squared
Beast,
away.
I'm going to
so
stick with
far,
that one.
0 say there's
I'm gonna
24
stick with
hours of
that
sun
one.
compared to my one person, Robert Shortman, who spent 18 months down there. So, thousands versus one first-hand testimony. Sounds good on paper. So far, no, Mr. Beast didn't say that. Let's have
Mr.
five,
Beast did say
please.
that.
5.
I just don't believe. I still don't believe.
Can we shut this guy up?
Whatever his
Can we
fucking
shut
name
this
is.
guy up so I can conclude? There aren't thousands of people suggesting that there's 24 hours of sundown. This man's a liar. He suggested that Mr. Beast said that he didn't. He was proven wrong immediately and wanted to brush past it. Scumbaggery of the highest order. I've asked him to name 5 by name. That's what I'm asking for. If he can't do that, I'm going to berate him for his stupidity to suggest that he's got thousands. That's stupid. A baseless assertion he cannot back. It's just scumbag lying glurf, making up shit on the spot. No, you haven't got thousands of testimonies of people saying there's a 24-hour sun above the horizon in Antarctica. I've asked for 5 and you failed. And we're going to highlight that. Rub it right in your stupid face. No, globe believer. You don't have thousands of testimonies of this. You couldn't name one. Why would you say you got thousands? Is it because you're a Billy bullshitter and you like making stuff sound better than it is when you've got nobody that you can name? Nobody so far. Yep, standards of glurf. I'll make up that I've got thousands by baseless assertion and then rumpus the living crap out of the person calling me out on my lies. Right? Talk straight through him, calling you out on your lie. You're a lying glurf. You've got nothing. There is nobody giving this testimony. Furthermore, it's not a claim I make. I delivered first-hand testimony from... Don't talk through me. You've got nothing, son. Me, on the other hand, I've got a 2-hour interview with a man who I spent days and days and days with talking about this stuff, called Robert Shortman, who spent 18 months down there and unequivocally described what the sun does in Antarctic summer. It does not go around you, according to him. It's not a claim I make. It's first-hand testimony. So why do you keep describing it as a claim versus the thousands of people when you can't even name one, let alone 5?
I already did.
You didn't name anybody.
Yeah, I did.
Give me 5 names right
Mr.
now.
Beast.
5 names.
Yeah,
I'll
Jimmy
write them
from
down.
Mr.
5
Beast.
names.
Yeah, Admiral Byrd. He has it in his journal. Right there's
Admiral Byrd?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Right, what's the journal? What page?
Edmund
What page?
Hillary?
What page?
I'll have to look at the page.
Well, give it. Well, you said you
talks,
got it.
It talks in detail.
That's
it talks
one.
in detail
Admiral
about,
Byrd. Let's see if that's true. Stop. Stop.
Hey, can I speak?
You can back your bullshit. So when you say Admiral Byrd, it's in his diaries. Let's have a look at them then. Hello? Let's have a look at them then.
Okay, let's read his diaries together.
Yeah,
you got
let's
the ability
cite
to
them.
read?
You were the one who claimed it. So let's see him. Post them.
Yeah. Let me find his diaries. I remember it talking in detail about how they would I would turn over their canoes to be able to use for
Right,
shade.
are we getting this
sleep.
testimony from his diaries, or are we talking about something else?
Yeah,
It doesn't seem
I'm
like I'm
getting it
getting
for
a
you, don't
citation
worry.
that says Admiral Byrd saw
I can do
24
two
hours of
things
sun
at
in
once.
Antarctica. It seems like I'm getting grumpus when I point out I'm not getting it. I just need you to get that, son. We don't need anything else other than this first name, Admiral Byrd, who you've spoken to personally, like I spoke to Robert Shortman recently. Yeah,
Richard
okay, Admiral
Byrd's his full
Byrd,
name.
but he's got it in his testimony of his diaries.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see him.
Also, I'm looking up. your
Not
guy,
also. Stop him. Mute him. You can ask for your appearance to be forthcoming again from the text chat when you've got citations that say Admiral Byrd suggests that there's a 24-hour sun specifically above the horizon in a 360-degree motion. Once you've got that citation, we'll have a little look at it. We can't cross-examine him. He's dead. But nevertheless, we'll have a little look at the first name you've provided once you back it by citation. I've done that for mine. Robert Shortman, you can see the 24 hours of sun. I ask, no, he says. It takes an arc, he says. First-hand testimony of being down there. Admiral Byrd we can't do that with, but we'll have a look at his little diaries that you say he says there is that in it. Nothing else. We're not doing anything else but that. Anybody else got anything they want to discuss while this man goes and backs his bullshit?
Yeah, how unreasonable,
Yeah, have you
Nathan,
got
that
that,
you're holding his
this flat
words
earth
to
measurement?
account and asking to back his claims. How unreasonable.
Got a new contender. Go ahead, Mez.
Yeah, you keep going on about Earth's measured flat. This is something I've heard you say before. Can you cite that?
Sure. Latitude.
Latitude?
Yes.
Where's the flat Earth measurement?
Latitude.
What value did you
Are
get?
you deaf? I just told you and
Latitude.
you repeated it back to me.
No, I'm asking for your flat Earth measurement. You're saying
But
latitude.
you don't need
That's
to get
not a measurement.
louder. Do you know what latitude is?
Did you hear me?
Yeah,
I'm
I
looking
repeated
for
your question to me, and then responded to me, and now you're yammering through the responses as they come. Yes, I heard you.
No, you're not giving me a response. I'm asking for a flat Earth measurement. You're saying latitude. That's not a measurement.
Routine as the last guy.
Well, give me the answer. I'll stop yammering through you. You're clearly not.
He thinks incessant talking through the top of me is going to win him a point. What's your flat Earth measurement? I clarify that's your question. Say I have got an answer to it, and give you latitude as the measurement. You say, what's your flat Earth measurement? Latitude, you say, repeating back my answer, and then repeat the question again. I ask you if you understand my answer. That is, do you understand what latitude is? Your response, do you understand my question? Yeah, that's the summary of the back and forth until someone put you on server mute because you became unreasonable and started chanting through me. Yeah, I can summarise the entirety of our discussion thus far. You want to chant through the top of me. Yeah. Do you understand my answer to your question? Your question being, where's your flat Earth measurement? My answer being, latitude is my flat Earth measurement. Do you understand what latitude, in quotes, is?
I understand what latitude is. I don't understand where the flat Earth measurement is.
What's latitude?
I'm asking for a flat Earth measurement.
You understand what latitude is? Excellent. Tell us.
I understand what latitude is.
Tell us.
Latitude is these, it's your, you say it's the angle to Polaris. It's the rings around the Earth, north and south.
Yeah, flat.
They're flat. That sounds like begging the question.
That sounds like flat Earth measurements to me. It sounds like you're going to accuse the measurements that are measurements of being begging the question fallacies when they're measurements of latitude. Nobody's begging any questions when they measure latitude flat. They measure it flat, something you admit, but now it becomes a logical fallacy. We're not employing logic when we take a measurement of something. Are you an idiot? This isn't a logical inference. It's a measurement of an angle of a flat Earth. That would be, to answer your question, my flat Earth measurement. It's a measurement, not an employment of a fallacious set of reasonings. It's a measurement. Hope that's clear. Flat Earth. Yeah,
measurement. You measured an angle. I want a measurement of the flat Earth.
Yeah, it is a measurement of the flat Earth. It's the Earth that forms part of the angle. It's the baseline for latitude to Polaris. That's what it is. It measures Polaris's ground position. The position on the ground. So that's a ground position measurement of the ground with a flat baseline when we measure an angle. So it couldn't be any more Earth-related. It's dealing with Polaris's ground position.
So you've got an angle, right? How are you measuring this angle? Hello, Nathan? Don't run away already.
Yeah, I'm pressing buttons, mate.
So you've measured an angle, okay? You've got
Shocking that I would be running a live stream. Shout out to Flat Out Truth. These guys are full of globe poo, and that's TFOT. Point to oh no balls. Thank you for the super chat, Flat Out Truth. Really appreciate the support. Why would you question how we measure this flat Earth angle? It's definitely a angle, and it's definitely in use, and I'm definitely going to get interrupted. We measure latitude.
It's definitely an angle.
And I'm still
I agree
answering.
With that.
And obviously the answer is painful, so would require you to talk through the top of me answering you. Yeah.
No, it's not painful. It's just you're not really giving me a flat Earth measurement. You're giving me an angle.
It seems like the moderators need to step in at this point because we're going round in circles. He says it's not the ground, it's not a measurement. I say it's an angle measurement with respect to ground positions. I've answered you.
Yeah, it's an angle measurement from the ground.
It's not an angle measurement. Me and asking the same question, no doubt, through the top of me. So undoubtedly the moderators aren't going to step in while this arsehole decides that every single rebuttal, that what if it gets chanted through, it's not a rebuttal anymore. No. It's with respect to ground positions. You said it had nothing to do with measurement or the ground. Yeah, it does. It's a measurement of Polaris's ground position. It is a measurement. It is flat. You conceded that yourself and then started screaming about begging the question fallacy when it's an angle measurement. Not begging anything. Then you started asking me how we'd measure this flat Earth angle measurement that's absolutely flat as you conceded. Who cares how we'll measure it? Latitude's very well established, and there are many ways of measuring angles. My daughter made a little tool with a little protractor and a little dangling string on it. If I could dig it out, I'll put it on camera. So, I mean, they're teaching this to girl guides. So, what, you want me to go through the girl guides method of measuring angles? No, I'm not going to do that for you. It is definitely a flat Earth angle measurement, though. It's along a flat baseline. The one you conceded when you said it is flat, and then accused it of being begging the question, when it's not implying any logic. It's an angle measurement. But there we go. That's where we're at. You're going to now repeat that you're not seeing where the flat Earth is it when it's a flat Earth you conceded and it's two ground positions of Polaris and very well established and is a measurable angle. That's where we're at. Maybe ask me again that you explain your stupidity, I should say, by suggesting that you haven't heard where the flat Earth angle measurement is. Tell me again that you didn't understand the answer, because that's all you're doing right now.
Well, clearly, Nathan, you weren't listening, because I never conceded that anything was flat. And you were begging the question. If you assume that these lines of latitude are flat, then that is begging the question. But you're giving me an angle from the ground to a star. I want a measurement of the ground. You keep saying Earth's measured flat. Well, where is it measured flat? I want a measurement of the Earth, not of an angle from the Earth to something in the sky.
So an angle from the Earth, but you want an angle that is the Earth, not an angle from the Earth. Well, you seem to be undoing your own argument point, because it is from the Earth. As on screen for my audience right now.
Yeah, from the Earth. An angle from one thing to another is not a measurement of that thing.
Top of me, of course. Obviously, it's painful for me to have pictorial examples that I can show an elevation angle being measured with respect to Polaris along the ground. It's an angle. This is it. It's on screen for my audience. He's saying he doesn't understand how something that's in relation to a ground position has anything to do with the ground. When I point out that it's everything to do with the ground, he says we're not measuring the ground. It's just the ground that we're referencing, and therefore not the ground. This is stupid. I'm pretty much done here. I don't want to talk to this guy anymore. So, to conclude, we measure Earth flat with elevation angles to Polaris for the system that we map the world with, called latitude. Earth is flat. That's how we measure it. Anybody else? Did anybody get a hold of, who was it that we were supposed to be getting? Cook or somebody saying that 24 hours sun above the horizon in Antarctica? Did we get that?
There's a spirit talking to Admiral Byrd as we speak. Give him a chance.
Sorry, the seance is ongoing.
Yes.
Also, Nathan, I bet Mez, if he was to try and provide some evidence of so-called globe measurement, he would be actually explaining an elevation angle measurement from sea level. I bet you bottom dollar that'll happen.
They use those measurements. He'll decry them now, but like you say, he'll be using them later to claim a globe. That same exact measurement to Polaris gives him his radial value for a globe. Now, he might not be aware of that. Who cares? It's good enough for them when they use it to claim a globe with it. It's not good enough when it's flat. It's begging the question fallacy when we measure ground positions along the ground that are flat. That's not the ground. Give me ground measurement. That's his argument.
Only ground on the globe. If it's not the globe, it's not the ground.
It's not the globe. It's on the flat ground. Maybe
He's admitting we're using the ground to get the elevation angle. If we're using the ground to get the elevation angle, the ground will be horizontal, mate. Just get that correct.
For that measurement. Go ahead, whoever that was. Or don't. It gets a bit like this sometimes. It's either complete audio chaos from a fundy that can't tolerate responses to his questions and undoings of his claims, or complete silence until the next one pipes up and starts chanting through the answer to the question they've just asked me. We'll see.
What happened to the guy that was on before the show started? Was that the same guy? Because I got disconnected.
I don't know. I don't keep track of who they are.
Yeah, I think that's the guy who's gone to find Admiral Byrd's diary. Could be a while.
That baseline that runs to the GP of the star, will that run to beyond the horizon, Nathan?
think there's been a change of plan for Ballbusters, by the way. I think we're going to be covering Dave Weiss and the video that we covered yesterday instead of Wixit.
Did you not just hear the question?
Sorry, what question? I actually stepped out to look at my kids made a big bang, so I just stepped away for like 25 seconds. Sorry, was there a question put to me?
Yeah, so I was just continuing the conversation to fill the dead air. So I was just asking, does the GP of that star that you measure, will that ground position run beyond the horizon?
Yeah, the horizon's only a factor if you're using that to level the tool. So on screen now we've got a Marinus sextant, which you would need to calibrate to achieve this, which is circles of equal elevation to 3 different stars. One of them might be Polaris, it's not really relevant. But obviously you've got to have this flat. But the horizon's just used to calibrate the tool as level. The area of equal elevation is more likely than not way beyond what you would call the horizon as a physical demarcation point if there was anything there. But no, the area of equal elevation could be thousands of miles, tens of thousands of square miles in all directions from your position to the GP of the star, like is depicted here on screen for this guy doing it on a smaller scale. Obviously, if you're doing this out, leveling your tool with the horizon and then measuring a star that's, I don't know, at 45 degrees, that's not going to be where the horizon is. It's going to be way beyond that. All flat. Completely flat. Can't work unless it's flat. That's the only way this functions. It's also where the globe gets its radial value at the minimum elevation angle inferred to Polaris. That's where their measurement for their radial value comes, so they can back engineer all of these flat Earth angles onto a globe. So that's where they get their globe from. Of course, it's good enough for them to infer a globe from these measurements, but they're not flat Earth measurements when it's a flat Earth that's being measured that will later be used to claim that the sphere is being used from these measurements that aren't really measurements, because obviously the ground's not flat. No, we are actually measuring the ground flat. That's how we deal with the world. Didn't anybody ask themselves why the maps were all flat? Why are these maps flat? Wouldn't it be better and more accurate if they were ball-shaped, if we're on a ball? Oh, well, it's from a globe. It's projected from a globe. Oh, right, where did the globe come from? Well, from measurements of angles to the stars off a flat plane. Oh, right. So...
Do lasers have drop-off, by the way?
Sorry?
If I shoot a laser up in the sky, right, straight up, like up towards the zenith, right?
New claim.
If I shoot a laser straight up, right, does it have drop-off?
Right, up. When you say up, you mean like perpendicular to a horizontal plane of reference? Like with respect to a flat Earth?
Yeah, yeah, a zenith,
okay,
right, towards the
gotcha.
zenith.
So straight away, this example I'm being asked about, we need a flat Earth straight off the bat to do anything, to have an up with respect to perpendicular. We need flat plane to have it in reference to be up from. You don't have that on a ball for this example, though. So we're just discussing folly in flat Earth.
No,
right?
you can have a zenith. You can have a zenith. The zenith is what I'm talking about, right?
Off a flat Earth, you're talking about perpendicular, straight up, you said.
Do you know what a zenith is?
Yes.
It is straight up from you.
Yes.
Right?
So when I say straight up,
above you.
So when I say straight up, that's pretty much what a zenith is. You repeating what I've just literally said in the last breath to you, like I don't understand what a zenith is. Yes, I understand. If I was to run a line from my head up, it would be the zenith. Yeah, my zenith. Yeah, I understand what a zenith is. Anyway, we need a flat Earth for a zenith because it's going to be perpendicular to a plane of reference.
Sure, go ahead.
Yes, so we need a flat Earth for this. So stop. So just before we do a damn thing, just for you to describe this, we need a flat Earth as a plane of reference.
To do this, and I agree with you that we can say that it's a flat plane.
Yeah, so I don't need to really discuss anything further beyond this in this debate because you and I are both going to be measuring and using a flat plane for up.
But I don't really care about
I'm still
flat
talking.
planes.
And there's me getting yammered through straight away. Isn't that a shock? Yeah. So, welcome to Flat Earth. It's how we measure Earth. This little example that you're about to ask me about is going to start with what I've got on screen now. Perpendicular to a plane of reference straight up at 90, and there he is yammering through me, because here we are measuring a flat Earth straight away, aren't we? Yeah, we are.
Do you remember the question you were asked?
Right, I was pointing out the flat Earth measurement that is required in this example. And then I'm going to duck out because we've measured Earth flat already.
Then. It's a no then. You don't remember the question you were asked.
Mr. Crap Mike, can you butt out? This wasn't your conversation. I'm pointing out to the guy that his example requires we treat Earth as a horizontal plane of reference to have a line going up perpendicular to it. So we've already measured Earth flat.
What example?
Is this guy with the crap mic just going to keep interjecting as a white knight? Because it wasn't him I was talking to. I was talking to somebody else, and he's losing badly as I point out that Earth is measured flat with is perpendicular to a plane of reference. He's conceded that and said, yes, obviously, we can treat that as flat. I then point out, I win. Earth measured flat. End of my discussion. I don't need any examples that are going to use a flat Earth as a starting point to then question how they're going to work, because they're already referencing Earth as a flat plane to have a line going up perpendicular to it. Earth measured flat. End of debate.
Okay, so you said you were streaming, or you had a screen, right? If you had like something that you were showing someone or some people, I'm not able to see it. I'm just wanting to be informed and tapped into the conversation. If you were showing people info like that, were you?
So you already conceded. Yes, we can move forward. Yes, we will have perpendicular planes to describe up from. You've already conceded. You're talking through me. It seems like he's talking through me when I start answering him. He's asking me what I'm presenting to people, and I'm saying it isn't necessary for you to have those things presented to you. I've got an audience. You conceded that which I needed. When you went, we can start out with a flat Earth being measured to get perpendicular to describe up for this laser example I'm about to give you. And I stopped there and pointed out Earth was measured flat, and then gave a few examples of what you described with a perpendicular to a plane of reference on screen for my audience that's watching. Now, at that point, we together, you and I, have measured Earth flat. So I don't really care about anything beyond this because Earth's measured flat. That's my argument, sustained by you, which is great.
Sorry,
and it wasn't the end of my sentence, but you still think it's your turn to talk. I know, because it's triggering that we're in agreement that Earth will be measured flat to move this example forward. You will incessantly interrupt regardless of me taking a little victory dance. That you and I together, in your example, will be starting with a flat Earth, and that's me winning. So that's it. Earth measured flat.
Right,
There's the fourth interruption through the top of my little victory that I'm never going to get to have. Is it going to be a fifth attempt at me taking that final little step to taking victory? Did you want to rob it from me a fifth time? It seems you're yammering through me again. It was a rhetorical question pointing out that you're yammering through. This will be now the fifth time I'll try and take this victory dance. You and I together, to have this discussion that you're about to speculate about what lasers do, requires Earth be a plane. You have conceded that. Yes, we can move forward. Obviously measuring Earth flat as a plane so it can have perpendicular to it. You conceded. Then I showed the audience a few examples of how you measure Earth flat to start this example off. It was wonderful. That's the end. I win. Earth is measured flat for us to do anything moving forward because we're going to be describing things perpendicular to a plane to have up from them. I win. Earth measured flat.
Yeah, but I like lasers.
That's lovely. How lovely. Ruffles his head and sends him on his way with his lasers that are going to be using flat Earths to be perpendicular to them. So for my audience's benefit, do you see how easy it was? Do you see how in years gone by we could have just brushed past the fact that his starting point was measuring a flat Earth? I hope this is all turning the cogs in people listening's mind, because they and we all start with a flat Earth measurement now, don't we? That's what we've been saying since 1st of Jan 2024. And there it is for you all to witness. He needs a flat Earth to start his argument, doesn't he? I win immediately. It's wonderful.
I like crayons.
So could I lay forth my lasers directed experiment instead of you interrupting me?
No, because you're abusing science by calling this an experiment when you're describing the mathematical derivation of perpendicular when describing up for a laser. That's not an experiment. It's an outrage to hear it. Definitely not. I mean, in terms of the debate, because we're here debating whether or not Earth is flat, because you think it's a ball, and you've already measured it flat in your example. So we could move forward with you using a flat Earth measurement in your example, but I'm not going to allow it because unless you concede that you're going to be measuring Earth flat to move your example forward, we don't really need to do anything else. We need you, the fundamentalist religious zealot, who's going to be measuring a flat Earth to move his example forward, to understand that he's already measured Earth flat. Once we do that, there is no further need for any examples. You've already proved our point when you got perpendicular to a horizontal plane of reference, with non-stop mic open interruptions of me pointing that out to you.
I haven't even gone ahead and described my experience, yet you like overtalk me and say that you had a victory dance and won this argument. Like,
do you want to tell me what I told you, so I can understand that in the 5 attempts of me telling you that you already conceded when you went, yes, we will start off perpendicular to a plane of reference to be perpendicular to describe up. You don't remember conceding that for me to then move forward to make examples to a live audience with? No, that definitely happened. That was why I took victory when you measured Earth flat to be perpendicular to it. You started with that example when you described going up with the laser. Up? I mean, on my estimation, that's it. You've measured Earth flat and that's the end. You seem to think that you haven't got to make your example that uses a flat Earth prerequisite. No, you don't need to. It's obviously taking a time for that to sink in, but as soon as you measure Earth flat, that's the end of the argument. It's not that you can measure Earth flat and then use that flat Earth measurement to make your globe argument and protest that you're not getting a chance to do it. It's obvious that you haven't realised that I have won. You don't appreciate that when you said, yeah, we're going to start off perpendicular to a plane of reference because we're describing the laser going up. Once I got that concession, that was it. I won. Earth measured flat by you. You don't seem to understand that and think that you now need to move forward with your flat Earth prerequisite to make your globe argument. You don't. I've already won. You just don't realise it yet.
what I wanted to examine wasn't anything like that. I wanted to see if lasers have a drop-off, like a bullet have a drop-off when it's shot straight up, right? Or not straight up, but at an angle upwards, right? We can say that a bullet will travel upwards until its velocity has decreased so much that it has to return, right?
Okay,
Its energy gets reversed.
Stop. The angle will be described with respect to a horizontal plane of reference also. So you're going to need a flat Earth to describe. There's this interruption through the top of me pointing out how flat Earth will be measured for the angle to describe its trajectory with an angle with respect to a plane. So,
but I want to talk about
there's
lasers.
This interruption for the second time. Is it going to be 5 times? And then you tell me that, I don't understand why you're taking a victory. When the angle measurement is with respect to a plane also, to describe its trajectory, we will be using a flat Earth angle for that description. That's not a question. That's a statement of fact in relation to what you've just said that I should have let you carry on with, told you that I wasn't going to, you did anyway, and then used another flat Earth example of angle measurement for trajectory when describing the angle of a laser or bullet. That's a flat Earth prerequisite also. You'll be describing an angle from a flat Earth with that.
Why are we talking about bullets? What does that have to do with flat Earth?
Well, everything you're talking about there. Sorry, did somebody else feel that they needed to take the reins from me after that long, protracted silence? No, the guy who was actually taking the response was going to respond to me until you put that question to him. I was waiting for his response. That's why there was a protracted silence, not so you could butt in with a new question. Thank you, whoever that was. No, thank you. Meanwhile, your angle's described from a flat Earth. Let's pretend we still have the protracted silence, and we'll just get your response straight away, rather than what you decided you would pipe up with was with a response to someone else's question. You'll need a flat Earth to describe that angle for the trajectory of the bullet or laser, won't you?
Sorry, I'm a little bit... Okay, is it me? Yeah, no, of course. We have to have a plane, of course.
See, ladies and gentlemen, how easy it is to get globe-believing zealots to start their claim with a flat Earth measurement? Now, maybe if we describe the trajectory of the angle measured from a flat plane, we can start inferring something other than a flat plane that's been measured for the angle. No, Earth will be measured flat for this angle, like you just conceded. Again, maybe in a moment you'll tell me that you don't understand why I'm taking a victory dance. It's because I've won. You've just explained to my audience why I won, because your example includes a measurement off a flat Earth. So I win. Earth measured flat by you. For this angle, I win. Earth is flat. That's how we measure it.
Yeah, but I want to measure lasers. in respect to a flat plane.
Yeah, I know you do. Welcome to Flat Earth.
You're on the wrong
Cool.
channel.
So there's plenty of laser tests that have been done. You just need to go out and do some research like we've all had to do.
Yeah, no, I know about laser tests, right? But I never get time to like properly what's the word? Properly construct it. Because this guy, you know, thinks that me laying out that it is a flat plane that we're measuring to in respect to, right, is like end of. Like I don't know. It's a little bit funny.
It's a bit funny to say that if we're measuring a flat Earth, that's end of. It's not at all funny. We're measuring a flat Earth. End of.
But we're not measuring the flat Earth.
Oh, so we're not getting an angle from a flat Earth after all to describe the laser or bullet's trajectory. We won't be getting an angle from a flat plane to do that after all, even though you've just conceded that we very much will be getting an angle from a flat Earth to do that, only conceded literally in the last 60 seconds. So we won't be getting an angle from a flat Earth. It'll be a curve meeting the line of trajectory, which won't be an angle. No, we'll definitely be getting an angle off a flat Earth. It's a measurement that you will be taking. You'll just need to take an angle off a flat Earth first to move forward with your fundamentalist religious zealot globe belief. It'll be a perfectly satisfactory angle measurement that you will use when you use it, but obviously you need to deny that you've measured a flat Earth, and that's precisely what you're now doing, it seems. Because you're denying that you took your angle measurement at all because you had to have a flat Earth for it now. And now while I'm summarising that point, you feel that the summary of the point I'm making in victory needs a response? No, I wasn't inviting a response. Any suggestion by rhetorical nature wasn't an invite. It's me taking my victory dance again, because you've already conceded this. You will and do take an angle off a plane. That's how you get this angle to start your claim about trajectories of lasers or bullets. You measure a flat Earth. We measure a flat Earth.
None of you
There's
like
the fundy zealot chanting through it because it's painful. Let's try that again, hopefully without the interruption from a zealot who's measuring a flat Earth. Because, let's try that again. We, that's him on the globe believing side, numpty side. He and I and you and we all measure a flat Earth. And when he does, but it's not being pointed out that that means he's measuring a flat Earth when he measures a flat Earth, it's all good to move forward to make a globe claim with that measurement of a flat Earth. When I point out that it's a measurement of a flat Earth that he's using, that he absolutely needs to measure with respect to a plane that he concedes, then it's not just, that's it, we're measuring a flat Earth, because there's a load of crap that needs to come after we measure a flat Earth to claim a globe with it. No, that is just the end. It's just for 10 years we've never stopped anybody when they started using their flat Earth measurements like these angles to start claiming globes with them. But now in 2024, I'm very much on the front foot telling globe believers you're not going to get to use a flat Earth measurement. When you do, I'll point out that I win, like I've done. And you, in dumbfounded silence, will go, don't know what to say, maybe I'll wait for a different question from someone else that I'll immediately respond to. Or tell me that you don't really understand how that's it when you measure Earth flat. No, that's just it. You measured Earth flat for these angles. And zeniths. And perpendicular to planes. You're measuring it flat, mate. We all do. That's how Earth's measured. Like you did. Because that's how it's measured, isn't it? Yes. Another stony silence wasn't very good for my live stream audience. Stony silences aren't very good for me. I'll just go through the reiteration of the fact that, can you all see now, audience, what I've been telling you for the last, 5 months? 6 months? Almost 7 months? That they need a flat Earth more than we do? Because it's the starting point of all their claims? And there it is. Him using a flat Earth for his angles, straight away.
Yo, Nathan Oakley.
That's me.
What's your YouTube channel so I can go listen to it at work?
Of course, Nathan Oakley 1980 on YouTube. I'm frog in my throat because it's always lovely that someone asks for my channel name.
Awesome. Thanks.
Absolutely my pleasure. Subscribe today if you've not done so already. Hit me up on PayPal if you want to support this channel. We expose the nature of reality based on how it's measured. And it's not like we're going to get a disagreement from our opponents. They come here and tell us how they measure it flat too.
It's the best show on YouTube.
Any joy with that 24-hour sun from Cook? Was it Cook? Or was it Bird? Bird! No? Good job we didn't let him waffle off in La La Land like he'd made that claim and it had been substantiated. So, thousands.
No, that was Dilophosaurus, and I just messaged him in the chat, and he said he's still trying to find a free copy of Admiral Byrd's diary. He hasn't found it yet.
Oh, right, go to one of the other thousands of people you claimed when you haven't yet named one. I mean, it's amazing that these lying glyphs would come up with baseless assertions so exaggerated as to be into the thousands, and yet here we are, what, half an hour later, can't manage to dig one up? Questionable from a dead guy with the one that he's saying he can't find. Yeah, these people are bullshitting lying glyphs, aren't they? That's what you've got to do to be a globe believer. Lie. You know, claim that the measurement of a flat Earth you've just taken to make your claim move forward isn't really Earth, and you don't understand how that's the ground that you're measuring for your globe claim. When it's flat, it suddenly becomes very confusing. Shout out to the Flat Earth Truth again. It's smashing the super chat hard. I'm going to start counselling for Globies pain. Yes, indeed. Thank you for the super chat.
But like,
are you guys into the middle of a row?
You've got crap, Mike.
What?
Go on, Eli. One more time.
Oh, sorry. As in the middle of a row?
No, we're just proving Earth's measured flat by our opponents. That's how it's going to go from now on till the rest of eternity.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I was having a conversation yesterday, and I just thought, well, one, there's two things that are true, and somebody did point out, I forget his name right now, but the measurement is part of celestial navigation. You can't just take one component of it and go, well, look at this part. Is this really measurement? So you have an angular degree measurement, an elevation measurement that requires first for you to level the tool. Like, that's only possible, especially if you're referencing the Earth, to level the tool with the Earth. And that wouldn't be possible if the Earth wasn't level, aka flat, aka straight, aka horizontal. But there are other things after that step that are measurements, but it's all a part of the measurement. So it's like people try to pick it apart and say, well, that's technically not a measurement. And I'm like, listen, isn't a mile the same thing as an inch?
No.
Why not?
Because they're different.
Well, what I mean is, an inch is a unit of measure, right?
Yeah.
A mile is not a unit of measure?
Yeah, and it's in the same system, but they're not the same thing.
Well, that's what I mean, though. Like, an inch is a distance. A mile is a distance.
They're both flat.
Exactly. And I was trying to point out that if you're out at sea level and you have an island 15 nautical miles ahead of you, you're already at sea level. There's only two options. It's straight or it's curved.
You won't get an angle if it's curved.
Exactly. So it has to be straight. But people are, but are you sure it's measuring flat?
Well, you
only have two options.
I've got to stop you. You're kind of turning this into, like, it's a debatable point. Well, it's got to be this versus it can't be that. Well, no, this isn't a debatable subject. It's like, well, it's got to be this or that. No, it is measured flat. We started this discussion with the first Fundy with latitude. That is how it functions. That is how it's used. This isn't a debatable subject.
Right.
No offense to you.
I guess I'm not turning it into a debatable subject. I'm just pointing out that it can't possibly be curved. Even though I'm asking it as a question, it's like you're only left with the option that makes sense. It's not really an option. It's just the method and what we're telling you is being done from the beginning.
That's the words I'm looking for. I'm just telling you. Yeah? You can say that as softly as you like, Eli. I'm just telling you how it is. Or I'm just telling you that's how it is. It is measured flat. There's no ambiguity. That's how it's done.
But you're not even
Well,
telling them,
horizontal.
Nathan. They're telling you.
Yeah, in this instance, just before you joined, Eli, they're telling us.
I mean, but listen, gravity.
What about him?
That's why we're like flat and shit. I mean, globe and shit.
What's that?
What's gravity?
Gravity is like keep your foot down. That shit.
What's that have to do with the Earth being level?
So that's why like it's level because of gravity type shit.
Right, up and
That's
down
it.
are perpendicular to a plane of reference.
Next.
Well, back to this angle measurement, Nathan.
Yes.
To have a horizontal straight line to begin with, we would have to have an angle equal to 180 degrees. We would also have to have that horizontal line not deviating from 0. Are these not measurements to establish that the surface is actually horizontal?
I mean, you're phrasing it like a question. I don't want to have a go at you because you're the mod of this server.
No. So what, man? I am phrasing it as a question, I suppose, because everyone keeps arguing that using the surface of the Earth as a horizontal reference plane is not a measurement. However, to have that horizontal reference plane, we would require a first straight angle measuring 180 degrees or a horizontal line that does not deviate. So I would believe, I could be wrong, please correct me.
There's a
That's what I'm
shorter
here
route.
for.
You're absolutely correct. And the reason I'm annoyed is because it is debated, hence you're phrasing it in that way. But it's easier for me to have a go at Eli because we know each other better. And I can give him crap as much as I feel necessary, and he'll take it like a good bitch.
Don't worry, I can take it, yeah. Give me whatever I need.
You can't speak this way to me during Gemini season.
I was pushing my luck actually there, Eli. I hesitated to do it, but did it for humorous effect anyway.
Very funny it was.
It was, I thought so too. Anyway, no, Eli will take the fact that I say no, even though he's perfectly right, and I'd encourage him to do it again to suggest that this is an argument, because it's being argued about. But it isn't. This isn't a debatable point. When you say it's referenced as a plane, but that's not a measurement, hello? You're referencing it? What are you talking about? It's an utterly absurd position to take, but that's what the guy just did with me in a roundabout kind of way, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It's part of the measurement you're taking.
You're referencing it. You're referencing Earth as a horizontal plane. And the baseline for your angle measurement, that's right, it's a measurement with respect to Earth as a plane, has a ground position on the end of it, and it's a measurement. But they don't like it. They use this measurement to move their globe claim forward. But when we point out that it's a flat Earth measurement, suddenly they don't like it. It's perfectly satisfactory to move a globe claim forward as a flat Earth measurement like that guy just conceded. Yeah, I accept that we're measuring the angle from a plane, but now I need to move forward and use that flat Earth measurement to make my globe claim with. Hold on, stop. It's a flat Earth measurement. It's not the ground, it's not a measurement, we're not doing anything. Blah, blah, blah. That's what they do.
Do you think Australia's real?
Say again?
Do you think Australia's real?
So you're asking if I'm a paid actor? What a stupid question.
I thought you were a Kiwi.
No, I'm an Aussie, buddy.
Oh, get out.
Don't insult
what
me
the
like
hell are
that.
you still doing here? I thought that was a rule.
I thought flat earthers thought that Australia wasn't real.
Why would you think that? Did anybody say that here? That seems crazy.
Most of them say it.
Name 5 people that have said that.
Go to YouTube.
Name
they all think
5.
Australia's not real.
When I say name 5 people,
I don't study
it doesn't
them.
now need you to constantly interrupt me. You say, loads of them say it, okay? Name 5 of them. No, I'm not going to... Listen, stop. I am not going to now satisfy your burden. You've made this claim. So now you, shocking as the claimant, have to satisfy your burden. Hopefully not interrupt me laying down reasonable standards that you obviously don't understand, because you're interrupting me constantly. If you make a claim that lots of people, flat earthers, say that Australia isn't real, it doesn't mean that you win by talking through the response, which is what you're doing. I say, give me 5 people by name.
Get a load of this guy.
Now, if you can't do it, that just makes your claim an abject failure. Now, you yammering through me pointing this out to a live audience doesn't get you the win. What does get you the win is substantiating your claim that you've made, not flipping the burden and telling me to go to YouTube. I'm not claiming this. I'm not going to do a damn thing. I'm going to see if you can back your garbage. So, the standard I've laid down arbitrarily is 5 names, given that loads of them say it. 5 should be dead easy by name. Now, like the last guy, thousands have seen 24 Hours of Sun in Antarctica. Name 5. Yeah, he's not here, is he? We haven't had one. Let's see if you, the dumb lying glurf, can do the same thing and give us 5 names.
Tim Andrews.
Okay, let's start
John
with Tim
Baker.
Andrews.
John Doe.
Who's Tim Andrews and what's he done?
Tim Andrews, it was born in 1964. And he was the Foreign Secretary for the United Kingdom.
And he's a flat earther.
Yeah.
And where's his quote? What did he say specifically?
He said, Australia's not real.
When did he say this? That's a quote, is it?
He said it in 1984.
In 1984, he said, Australia's not real.
Yep.
Okay, I'll take that as read. That's 1. Next.
I can't remember the others.
Sorry, you said loads of flat earthers say that and asked me now, and the only example you've got is from 1984 and you haven't got 5 of them.
yeah.
I'm still talking. What I'm doing is taking a giant steaming dump on your crap standard that you haven't fulfilled. Given that you'd be asking me now in 2024 about something that happened in 1984 by way of one man, that doesn't seem like loads of flat earthers say Australia is real. That seems like a really stupid thing that you've made up as a glurf, like an idiot glurf. Why would you think that? Based on it seems that you think that. It seems that you're going to interrupt me no matter how much you feel that this is going to buy you the win. You think that the standard of a man saying something in 1984 is cause to ask me because lots of flat earthers say this. That's a really stupid standard, son. What kind of idiot would come up with that standard? It seems you're the stupid one, not the people you've invented that are on the flat earth that think Australia doesn't exist. You don't have any examples of that. Your example came from 1984. So that's a pretty crap example.
What's the
Well,
point?
there's others, I just can't remember them.
So loads isn't, I can't remember, and my own example comes from 1984. So you're just an exaggerator then, bit of a Billy bullshitter.
I mean,
I know there's loads of people on this planet, but I don't know every one of the names of them.
No, specifically the ones that you said there's loads of flat earthers by stereotype fallacy that say Australia doesn't exist as a justification for asking me the question. When I ask you why you'd think that, you said because loads of flat earthers say it. You don't have a recent example, really, do you? And you can't remember any names, so it's a baseless assertion. And now you're chanting through me as I point out your loss again. This is a total loss for you. It's made you look very stupid, like a bit of a Billy bullshitter exaggerator.
Does he have any proof anybody's on a planet?
What?
You said there's people on a planet. You may be unaware that that claim is derived from measurements of Earth as a flat plane to give you a belief,
Yeah, but show me the edge, bucko.
There's you chanting through me. So to give you that religious belief that you're on a sphere that you asserted a few minutes ago, one of my panels pointing out that you won't have any proof for that because it's derived from flat Earth measurements.
And you're the
I
one
can't
with the
find
edge,
the edge of the world.
We haven't claimed an edge. So we haven't claimed an edge, or we haven't claimed that Australia doesn't exist. So do you want to actually make a claim, or just talk about things we haven't said?
So if there's no edge, how's it? Is it infinite?
You have an edge that your boats go over. Where's your edge?
Yeah, the only edge that actually gets claimed is a globe edge for boats to fall over, but we debunked that in 2020. If the Earth is a sphere with a radius of 3959 miles, then every distance to your edge can be no more than 1.2 times the square root of the observer site in feet, as per your maths. The distance to horizon in an image we call the black swan is beyond the geometric limitations at 1.2 times the square root of the observer site in feet for your edge. that we've debunked?
Refraction, bucko.
So you haven't got any straight lines for geometry then? So your geometry completely fails?
Refraction.
I'll just try that once more. Hopefully he'll listen to my response and respond to it rather than repeating himself. You say refraction. I say, so you appreciate you have no straight lines to imply geometry for sphere Earth measurements then?
Refraction.
So just remove him. I'll just take the win and summarise. So if you assert that the light to the horizon is bending, then you have no straight lines to make geometric assertions and measurements of a sphere edge horizon called Earth curve. If the light is bending according to him, there are no straight lines to make measurements with. You can't get tangency, you can't infer sphericity, and you can't take a derivation from surface level and eye level as per the maths. The maths suggests lines are straight, he says they're not. Okay, well your maths fails then. You want to say refraction again, like that's going to overcome my rebuttal? So yeah, we're not claiming an edge. They need to strawman us with an edge because they've got an edge that fails miserably called Earth curve in their Earth curve maths, with an edge called Earth curve marked with an X and labelled horizon below surface level with straight lines parallel surface level and eye level to derive that point below surface level called Earth curve. What's that? All the lines are bent? Well, then all the bets are off. There's nothing to prove Earth curve anymore then, is there? Because you can't measure it if you haven't got straight lines.
Also, he asked us if the Earth will go on to infinity. Well, did we claim infinity? How would one even prove that infinity exists?
It doesn't. It's a concept. There is no such thing as being infinite. That deals with that.
This is all I got?
Say again, Neil?
Is this all they have? Really? Refraction?
No, I mean, left to their own devices, they could talk through the top of every rebuttal that ever came their way. They've got loads more in the tank, Neil. I would suggest that some of them can talk through the top of the conclusion of at least 20 rebuttals. I mean, I've seen some of them go up to 100 and beyond.
Well, that guy was he was attempting to character assassinate flat earthers by claiming that we say Australia don't exist. So it's all about character assassination.
Yes, it's called a stereotyping fallacy and strawman fallacy. Here's an argument that I say you have that I can burn really easily. Because all of you say it. Oh, so all of us say it like a stereotyping fallacy. And we make this argument you say we make because lots of us make it. Who? Oh, the guy in 1984? Oh, of course, so it's perfectly reasonable that this stereotyping strawman fallacy should stand. Yeah, this is what they've got, Neil. I would understand it if someone came along and told me that I was completely unreasonable for talking through him every time I refuted that garbage. I mean, it's only reasonable that they should get to chant that exact same claim through the top of me 16 times. I think that's reasonable. Don't you? What's wrong with that?
See, they're so used. We allowed them for years to move right past the flat earth they were giving us. And now they have to get adjusted to the fact that we're going to hold them right there. So it's pretty shocking to them.
No, what they have to do now is deny the measurement they wanted to use. So they come along and go, I'm a globe believer, I've got great proof. All right, okay, what's your proof? Well, if I measure a flat earth and then I go in to do it... Stop there. Sorry, you say if you measure a flat earth? Oh, you've just measured a flat earth. That's not the earth, it's not a measurement, it's not the ground, and this is rubbish. Well, you were just about to use it to claim a globe with it. Yeah, it's not the ground, it's a conceptual plane that we need. We can accept that we need a plane for this example to move forward, but it's not the ground. So it's not the globe ground that you were going to be proving with it then. Oh, it is the globe ground once I've converted it to being non-flat earth measurement based as I used. Then it's the ground, because it will be proving a sphere then. The sphere ground. Not the flat ground I'm measuring, because it's definitely not a measurement. What's that? It's not a distance. No, definitely not a distance. It's just a reference to the ground as a plane. The reference plane. Referencing something isn't measuring it. We're just referencing Earth as flat. That's not a measurement. That's what they've got. Stop them as soon as they use a flat Earth. It's really easy. Because then they've either got to deny their own bloody measurements that they're about to use because they've just used a flat Earth, or concede that they've measured a flat Earth. Those are the two choices. So you don't want to use this measurement to prove that the ground is curving because you're measuring the ground flat. I see. Well, let's just stop here then, because you're not taking this as a valid measurement to move your claim forward. Oh, it is a valid measurement of a flat Earth to move your globe claim forward. Oh, well, then we've measured a flat Earth. Let's just stop here. You've measured a flat Earth. Oh, it's not the ground, because now you've measured Earth flat to move your globe claim forward. You don't want it to be a measurement anymore. Well, then it's not valid. We'll just stop right here. And you just go around with them in circles, either saying, oh, we don't accept your claim then, like I just did with the other guy. Your claim's invalid, your measurement's flawed, or it's a flat Earth measurement. That's where they can go. There's only two places to be. One is a rock, the other is a hard place. They don't want to be in either, so they just rump us. 2024 is a wicked year. So are these flat Earth measurements
This
valid?
is a hell of a year.
Yeah. Are these flat Earth measurements valid to move forward to claim the ground's curving? They are. Oh, well, we've measured a flat Earth. Happy days. They're not, because it's measuring a flat Earth. Oh, well, you can't make a claim of a globe surface with them if you're not accurately measuring the flat surface you need. Well, we can't move forward either way, really, can we? Oh, we can. We can measure Earth flat and then move forward. All right, measure Earth flat. Let's just stop right here.
It's been about 54 months since the Black Swan, and they're still saying refraction and chanting it. That's very funny.
Yeah, they don't even know what they're saying.
Yeah, surface level understanding followed by a surface level understanding of the rebuttal. The refraction. Oh, okay. No straight lines or anything, then no geometric capabilities of measurement of an Earth sphere to claim that we've got an edge getting in the way of boats and buildings. What's that? Refraction? Again? Didn't I just overcome that 2 seconds ago? Did you have your fingers in your ears and go la 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 while I said it? Yeah, bless. Bless, it's only been 4 years.
No, when they say refraction, what they're saying is properly, if you go by proper, like most of them think that it means you have a curved line of sight. They don't know what they're talking about. It means that there's a straight line of sight, so a tangent to a non-geometric point. So it's a tangent to nothing. So it's not even a tangent. Because they're claiming the horizon is refracted. That means that it's a tangent to refraction. That's what it means. Can you do geometry on refraction? Is refraction geometry?
No. Yeah, I mean, I understand the more in-depth line of what they're doing by inflating the world at 7/6R with a straight line to it in the mathematics, Brian. But when they claim that the line's curving, I'll go with what they claim in rebuttal. If these numpty surface level puke regurgitating glurfs want to say the line of sight is bent because the line of sight is refracted, I'll go, okay, no straight lines then. And if they go, oh no, we have got a straight line, we're just increasing the radial value of the sphere Earth beneath our feet an arbitrary 7/6 of the radius value I derive from a Polaris minimum. So therefore it works. You're like, well, if you've increased the radial value and you're drawing a straight line to a refracted horizon, you're drawing a straight line to nothing.
Yeah, I know that. I know what you do. But it's just that these guys don't know what they're talking about. I have them at the moment arguing with me that latitude on the globe has any relation to Earth curve. They're trying to remove the Earth curve from their globe latitude.
I did get a good rebuttal. I'll test your flex your muscles with this. So let's pretend you've just put the Black Swan to me, and I'm going to give you my glurf rebuttal. This was recent. So refraction, Brian, go ahead.
Refraction, so not geometric then.
You ready for this?
Well, that's what I said.
No, I'm asking if you're ready. This is new. Ready?
Go on, yeah.
Refraction.
So not geometric then.
Wait, this is the pièce de résistance. Ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Refraction.
Yeah, so the same old tired disaster every time. The same old tired disaster.
Well, the guy
Unreal.
just did.
Wait, I heard him. What I'm dealing with myself personally in the past couple of days is they're denying that an elevation angle is a vertical angular measurement. Denying. I don't know what elevation angle is then if you're not measuring in the vertical. And they're denying that our curve has anything to do with latitude on the globe. It's not to do with it.
Well, that's correct.
There's no our curve in the way.
Well, no, that's correct. Latitude has got nothing to do with the sphere Earth because it requires a measurement of a flat Earth and then a conversion process to put it on a sphere, and then a conversion for you to be in an equatorial plane in the centre of that sphere that you converted the latitude lines onto. So you can project out angles from the sphere through the globe with PZX triangles up to the celestial dome, hemispherical in nature, that you created with the original angles. Well, therefore, when they describe any angular relationships, it's the assumption that upon conversion from the original angle measurement, you're twisting a protractor that is globe Earth.
Yes, I know all that. As you know, I'm fully aware of all those things.
You know.
But you just stood on the. You missed the point. They're trying to claim that when somebody goes from the North Pole on their globe, right, where Polaris is at their 90 degrees, and they go south down over the curvature, that the angle to Polaris that they're claiming that's changing to 0 when they get to the equator has nothing to do with our curve. There's no our curve in the way.
I missed the subtle nuance. They're being anti-flat earthers is your point. They're denying their own rhetoric.
They're denying the Earth curve. They're denying the Earth curve of their globe. They're denying that there is 5,400 nautical miles of Earth curve between the GP point of Polaris and the equator on their globe. They're denying that when you're 45 degrees north, let's just say, that means you're 45 degrees within their paradigm, down from the Polaris's GP point, that the reason you have a 45-degree angle has nothing to do with our curve.
Yeah, they have to deny it because it won't tally when we contextualise the measurement with a globe Earth, so they have to deny it.
Well, when I pointed out to them, the problems they have when there's someone in an airplane that's 6 miles above that 45-degree latitude point, and they're getting the same angle, yet our curve is not getting in their way. That means that there isn't. That means that the person that's in the boat. Just one second. I know someone trying to step in. Yeah. That means that the person that's in the boat, it doesn't have our curve in their way either. So they're going, yeah, there's no our curve in their way of anyone. They don't know what you're talking about. Well, that's their actual claim.
Oh, now I've seen enough. We will get to you guys in Discord. I'm really sorry. Just to round this out. What you're now pointing out is that the elevation of 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet has no effect. So they have to deny it. But in reality, as you raise an elevation, there's an Earth curve maths formula that claims there's going to be an increased level of drop as you raise an elevation, as you would expect on a sphere. But they have to fundamentally deny that when it comes to celestial navigation and angle measurement. Sorry, I was missing the subtlety of how they became anti-flat earthers and denied their own globe rhetoric in this regard. But it's subtle, but I'm glad you pointed it out now.
Yeah, because for the pilot with the bubble sextant, they get the same exact 45 degrees as the mariner with the marine sextant does 6 miles below them.
Right, what happened to 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet when deriving it from surface level and eye level? Suddenly that doesn't affect you anymore when you're up at altitude because you're dealing with stars. It would have the same effect. It doesn't, because it isn't. Earth's being measured flat and the relation to the plane when you raise an altitude doesn't change, consistent with only a flat Earth with a parallel sky above it.
Exactly. It's only consistent with a flat plane. Exactly.
So what happened to climatry?
Exactly, that's the point. Exactly. Climatry is the extrapolation of suggesting, as it does in Earth curve maths, that you raise an elevation and the calculable formula for the distance to horizon, that's the obstruction that's falling away from you, is 1.2 times the square root of the observer's height in feet. That's your elevation, like climatry. But it's completely denied, and must be, because of the way the relationship with the plane that you're measuring on the surface has a relationship with the plane of the sky that you're measuring the angle to when you raise in elevation. It does not change. Well, that buggers everything up for them when they're making a very specific claim about what Earth will do when you raise in elevation. And it doesn't do it, right, Brian?
Yes, none of that happens. This is the problem they have. When you raise in elevation, the angle doesn't change to the celestial bodies. It also destroys their straw man of if they're using right angle triangles, then you'll be able to give me the height of the celestial body. So which height is correct? The height that the mariner gets or the height that the pilot of the airplane gets? Which one of those heights is the correct height to the celestial body?
Both the same, both accurate.
But none of them are the height. That's the point.
Oh, none of them are the height, but they're both the same angle.
Same angle, but none of them are the height. Because you can go higher than the pilot again, you'll get the same exact angle. You keep getting the same angle until you can't see the star.
Right. So it can't have anything to do with
you
height.
can't measure a height of the celestial bodies with trigonometry.
Right, we've been keeping it right dangling.
Yeah.
What was it the guy from Discord wanted to add?
I just want to say good morning.
Hello, Chocolate.
Hey, Chocolate.
What up?
Was there not somebody else from Discord that was trying to get a word in?
It might just be Chocolate.
Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't.
That wasn't me. I know what you talked about. That wasn't.
You see, what I pointed out to them was when they claim parallel light rays, right, which is a joke, there's no such thing as light rays. When they claim parallel light rays mathematically within their claim, what it means is that light ray is coming to what they're claiming to be a tangent, right? And there's a 90-degree line meeting that tangent, making a 90 degree. And then the parallel light ray, where that intersects, is the angle, right? But that means that, see, but for that to happen, they need a tangent at every point from the North Pole of Polaris, from the GP point of Polaris at the North Pole, all the way down along their curve to their equator. And they can't even use, they must use their geometric globe edge. They can't even claim refraction because it's latitude. You can't get your latitude off of refraction. Your latitude must come directly off the surface of Earth via Polaris. So they can't even claim that. So what they've had to do is just completely deny that our curve has nothing to do with it. It's supposedly my claim. Now, anyone can Google this and see latitude with Polaris on the globe, all this. There's no end of information and diagrams there, but it's supposedly my claim, a straw man I'm making up, that our curve is involved. They're denying our curve completely.
Yep.
Complete denial of it.
Where you end up as an anti-flatty. Right, is there anybody else in the Discord server that wants to discuss stuff before we toddle along?
It's been a good year. I have to say, it's been a good year. It's been a trying year as far as like the motto and the backlash, but it has really like it's always, you know, it could be until they make us check, and then we check, and it definitely is, and it's everything you guys are doing is awesome. Thank you so much.
They're doing most of the work for us at the moment, actually, and have been for 10 years. We just never noticed, which is great. So thank you. Thank you for the compliments.
The hell is that?
Someone sharing their pain.
Oh, hater before human. He's a bit deranged.
Yeah.
They're in their pain. Nathan's right. They're in serious pain.
When Nathan shows up, all the Globers that are normally in here, they just shut up. They don't say a word.
Yeah, because we get tired of him just talking straight through us all the time.
why is
Where's
that?
your citation, man?
Where's my
Diplosaurus.
citation?
Where's the citation?
Citation for
Don't
what?
worry.
I'm looking for the journal. Don't worry.
Well, don't worry about coming in and butting into other conversations and putting your 2 cents worth in. Get your citation ready first.
Oh, I got it here, dude. I actually also at the same time looked up
Let's have a look.
that dude
Excellent.
that
Let's
Nathan
have a look.
Oakley was mentioning,
Can you post
and
it
I
in the
looked
chat?
up where
Stop
he worked.
him,
He
stop
worked
him,
at the
stop
Howling.
him, stop him, stop him. No. We'll have a look
We
at your
don't care where
citation.
Nathan worked.
We don't want to just hear that you've got it and then let you waffle off into La La Land. Yeah, we'll shut that down immediately. Yeah, you were stopped, asked to get it. You say you've got it. So let's discuss it after seeing it. Let's see what he actually said. This guy that's dead.
Yep. So I'm digging through the journal now. I managed to pay for a copy.
This guy with this absurd upward inflection, he thinks, for him to think he's being taken seriously?
Yeah. So while I'm reading through this, let's discuss this guy. You spent 2 hours interviewing.
He never brings I see.
guy.
So what he wanted to do was attack the credibility of Robert Shortman, because he just said, let's discuss the guy you spent 2 hours interviewing. So he's not going to go through his citation that we haven't seen yet. Liar.
Assassination.
Say again.
Character assassination.
Yeah, he said he's got thousands of citations that say they've seen a 24-hour sun above the horizon. I say name 5. He says he's got loads. We haven't had one. Now he wants to attack the credibility of the only person that's actually been down there in this discussion that's absolutely a real person, been validated, checked out. He's been and says it doesn't do that. Where's the thousands that say otherwise? They don't exist. Just liars. They lie. He lied. He would have had the audience believe that there was thousands of people saying it does occur down there. No, there isn't. And he's got a dead guy that he says wrote it in his journals. Right? Bird. All right, Bird. There's people down there with internet right now. You know, I spent the morning watching shorts from Antarctica. You're telling me Bird is where your reference comes from? What about one of them on TikTok? Go and ask them. They're down there now. We got internet. They're posting videos. Thousands, you say. Bullshit, I say. Meanwhile, I've spoke to Robert Shortman. What, we should dissect that? Nah. I want you to back your lie that there's thousands of people saying there's a horizon above the sun, a sun above the horizon in Antarctica. That's what you claimed. But in typical
Sir,
lying glurf style, you
yo?
don't want to back your claim. You want to attack the credibility of the only person who's actually been down there that we can discuss it with. Because you haven't got anything. You said you had thousands. Liar. I'm going to call it like it is now. Liar. You haven't got thousands. Struggling to find one.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been 2 hours, Nathan. Seriously, dude, if you worked for me and it took you 2 hours to find one citation doing a word find out of a book, I would have sacked you.
Especially if you said it was dead easy and you got thousands. Oh, yes, boss, there's thousands. Easy to get, really easy to acquire. Get me one immediately. 2 hours later, yeah, I'm struggling to find it in this diary from years ago. Hello, we've got TikTok and people down there right this second. You're telling me you can't get one of them on the blower? You having me on? We've got modern communication. You're looking through some dusty old diary of some old tosser. No. You said there was thousands. You're fired, son, for being a bullshitting glurf. Meanwhile, who cares? It wouldn't make any difference if you showed us a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. All you'll do with it is affirm the consequent. If we see a 24-hour sun, then Earth's a sphere. Earth's a sphere because we see 24-hour sun in Antarctica. The two are non sequitur. Doesn't follow that one means the other is true. You link them together in a fallacy called affirming the consequent. Something I immediately went through, but we're going to question the validity of someone's word about whether or not it happens as a phenomena. Well, it might happen as a phenomena, not according to the testimony that we've actually got on record, and there aren't thousands of contradicting testimony. Far from it. Same glurf claimed Mr. Beast said that there was. No, it turns out he was asleep, so I definitely didn't confirm that. But lying glurf says he's one of the thousands, because he's a liar.
Nobody presented that interview yet. All I have is...
Well, you agreed that he fell asleep when it was brought up, yeah? Anyway, regardless of that, we need your first citation before you can speak again. You need to back your first claim of these thousands of people and your Admiral Byrd diary, or you can stay on mute. We're not going to go off into the weeds about Nathan's job.
Yeah, that's what he wants. He wants to attack my credibility. He suggested that he's not getting his opportunity to speak, yet we listened to his claim and have honoured the ability for him to back it. He's failed, so now it's an attack on me and me not letting him have his chance to speak in a server I don't run. Now, it's shocking, but this server just doesn't allow bullshit. When people lie about having thousands of references, therefore ergo making them really easy to get hold of, and 2 hours later you want to attack the credibility of the only man who sat in front of a camera.
Shows true character, right?
Earths. That's what you got to do.
No character.
What you got to do? You got to lie to be a globe believer.
Insincerity.
It's that simple. That's what they do. It's what you've got to do.
The globe is based on lies and fallacies.
I'm glad you're calling it out. That's all I got to say.
And the supposed trip doesn't happen till December, so we've only got 6 months more of this. Plenty of practice.
Eddie Banjo shared a video last week, and he showed video within his video of a woman, and I think it was someone else as well, in Antarctica on the 31st of December, and it got dark. And it showed video of a guy, a military guy, in Antarctica, an American Antarctic base, on the 21st of December, on the 21st of June. The first video was, the 21st of December. That was the woman. And the other one was a military guy on the 21st of June. And there was daylight. There was only a few hours of daylight, but there was daylight. There wasn't darkness like there is in the north. In the north, there's total darkness for 3 months. That didn't happen. It doesn't happen in Antarctica.
Right. Exactly in line with Robert Shortman's testimony, which also made it into that video. So shout out to you, Banjo. I watched that video also, and he shoved in Robert Shortman's testimony, as you'd expect, as he's stacking up all the testimony that actually exists. Unlike the lying glurfs who say there's thousands and can't get one. There's loads of people showing what happens in Antarctica. It's a fairly explored territory now. And from the perspective as it's in a particular position, you could say that that's with relation to a 24-hour sun if you affirm the consequent, but that's not the testimony we've got. The testimony says otherwise. Exactly, Brian. What Robert Shortman described was, when it comes to them suggesting that this is 24-hour sun, he didn't define it in this way, I'm paraphrasing, he said you didn't need a torch. Okay, what about the sun? What did the sun do? Well, it rised up, and then it went down again. He meant much higher in summer, and much lower in winter. That's what he said. That was his testimony. You know, he's got no axe to grind, he's got nothing to gain, he just described what he saw. I asked him explicitly, did you see it go up behind your head 24 hours, bearing in mind that he, at the time, knew exactly what that meant because we were doing a project called Tracking the Sun on a Flat Earth Live, where we tracked the northern 24-hour sun, along with lots of other things, solar zeniths and various other sunrises and sunsets. So we had a good idea of what the sun did. We plotted it out, tracked it, and saw the sun doing what it does above the horizon for an entire 24-hour period for the gentleman that tuned in from that particular neck of the woods. Now, in Antarctica, we don't have that. Not that it would matter if we did. We've got testimony to the contrary and lies about there being fraudulent edited videos that show it, and testimony that doesn't exist. So that's where we're really at.
Exactly, Nathan. And if anyone wants to watch Eddie's video, what exactly the two videos, the one from the 21st of December that the lady had, and the one from the 21st of June that the military guy had, if you look at the sun, Eddie matches up the sun, shows it in diagram what it is, exactly what the sun is doing for these two people at these two times a year, and then matches it up with exactly what with Robert Shortman's hand movements concerning those two dates of what the sun is doing, and it matches Robert Shortman's hand movements of what he was trying to depict what the sun is doing on the 21st of December and the 21st of June in Antarctica.
Did you like how I dragged that out of him? So in that live stream, I asked him the same question about 5 different ways on about 4 different occasions. And by the end, I've got him to literally draw on camera what he's describing in terms of the sun and what it does. So he's on camera, he's like I am now, and he's like, well, in the Antarctic winter, the sun kind of goes like that. And he describes a low arc, like we see here in the UK, when the sun hugs the horizon and doesn't stay up for very long. And then he says in the summer, it takes... and he describes like a vector. And he made it absolutely explicitly clear what he was describing so people could see the the visual representation with his hands of what the sun was doing. So there was no ambiguity at all. I attempted to leave no ambiguity because Robert, he's a normal guy, so he's not like PR trained or anything. You kind of got to really lead somebody when he's a plumber. You know, he's out there doing the heating in Antarctica, and he's dead chuffed that he's done something that's exciting, great, and he's got his stories to tell about all of the tunnels and all of the crazy stuff he saw and the rules that they break and the flights that he took. But really, I'm just interested in this because it was 10 years ago and this was the subject for debate. The 24 hours that's alleged to be in Antarctica if we're on a globe, if we affirm the consequent. So I dragged it out of him 6 ways I could possibly, in every way I could possibly get it out of him.
Yeah, and what was good, Nathan, is if you look at exactly what he was pointing out, and if you look at what the sun would do, going from 23.4 degrees south on the 21st of December to 23.4 degrees north on the 21st of June, then from a position of someone in Antarctica, the sun would appear as if it's getting lower in the sky because its angle between it and the flat plane we live upon.
1 sec.
It's changing.
Oh, hold on. Brian World.
I was going to say, we got angles and degrees.
Neil.
Wonderful.
Brian World. Is it World? Word? You're destroying a live show by sitting with your mic wide open. Can you pop yourself on mute, please? Thank you. Sorry, Neil. Go ahead.
I was just saying, it's wonderful. Brian's talking about angles to the sun and degrees. That all comes from a flat plane, right, Brian?
Yeah, it's exactly as it looks in the videos that Banjo is showing is exactly what someone would see with a change, with the sun having a distance change in latitude of 23.4 degrees south to 23.4 degrees north. That's what it would look like the sun body. It would look like it got lower in the sky when it's north, simply because it's further away. So the angle between that and the flat plane is traversing, whatever it is, would appear to tighten.
Right. With that, I'm going to say, if you are watching this on either Nathan Oakley 1980 or Nathan Oakley premiering streams, then stay tuned, as there will be an after show to follow. Unfortunately, though, if you are watching this live, this is where we bid you farewell. So another massive thank you to all of you. Smashed the super chat, liked, commented, shared, subscribed, joined as a Nathan Oakley 1980 channel member, joined the politics server, and all that good stuff. Obviously, a massive thank you to the politics server for letting me host my live show from their room. And, of course, a massive thank you to my G Plus panel for making today's live show possible. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I will see you all in the next video.